Do you want to leave the pack and live among the humans? But you know that even if a wolf takes the guise of a man and lives among them, he can never be truly human. Just as the crimes of that girl who carried bombs that took the lives of many people cannot be erased.
What better way to start my first video by talking about one of my favorite films, Jin Roh-Wolf Brigade. I've watched Jin Roh again for the 8th time, and I have to say that it still blows my mind that a movie of this caliber did not get the recognition akin to Ghost in the Shell. As with Ghost in the Shell, it is nearly everything a film lover could ask for. It has the animation, sound, and story to fulfill all the checkmarks of a good film. No, a great film. While successful in terms of its dedicated fan base and reception, it has not made its way into popularity in the West. It might be because of how slow it is and how it might not connect strongly with Western audiences, as its setting is basically 1960 Japan, but regardless, a very good film. One of the best created by multiple individuals such as Hiroyuki Okiura, Mamoru Oshii, and Yoko Kanno. I hope that all of these names speak for themselves. They are of very high caliber. Now, as to why this is my favorite film, is because Jin Roh, even after 20 years since its creation, brims of personality and originality. Its world is so similar to Japan's, yet very different. It is no wonder that this film was so real in its vision, as it might as well be Mamoru Oshii's view in Japan back in the 1940s when he was just a child and experienced the American occupation. Though not personally directed by Oshii, he stated that he should have done it himself while he was writing the script from a Production IG interview. Well, anyway, it's an alternate world that was occupied by the Germans instead, though they did leave eventually. And there are little details here and there that show these things, like from the occupation of the Germans. Like the MP-44s used by the Japanese police, or the MG-42s used by the special unit of the Capitol Police Force, and also the Volkswagens. Have to mention the Volkswagens. And while those things elevate my love for the love that I have for this movie, it's not the main reason why. The main reason is because I really like the main character and the complex story. Its characters acts like real people. The main character is subtle and may be hard to figure out at first, but the more you watch his actions, the more you get to understand him. Also, every one of its supporting characters have personality from the way they talk to the way they act. Not to mention, all of them have their own little agendas. The narrative is also complex. It uses a double narrative of a classic story we all know and love, and it shows the events that are going to happen right now and the events that will happen. Not to mention, during all of this, there's an internal struggle and conspiracy going on. The story is mostly dialogue and symbolic in nature, so as you would expect, it is quite slow. Not to mention, Jin Roh doesn't hold your hand when it comes to brutal realism, never shying away from telling a good story or the extreme violence. Jin Roh is great in nearly everything, and it is what you would expect from a product of very extremely talented individuals creating one masterpiece. Jin Roh sounds great, looks great, and is a pleasure to watch. You can watch it 100 times, and you probably never find a flaw. This is a film I can't forget, even after 6 years. Regardless of whether you like anime or not, this film is one to watch if you like to watch good films. And this is the first recommendation I give, and my most favorite film.